My name is Ananya. I did my graduation in architecture and master's in urban studies, after which I came here for the fellowship. In between, right after my architecture school, I worked in a design firm in Bangalore. To start with, it went in a jiffy, and it has been very intense, but also very, very interesting. Not just the taught part of the program, but also meeting people really from different sort of fields that I've never engaged with in a sort of academic space that I did during the fellowship. I think one of the reasons why I took the fellowship was this, that after a master's, it was also just sort of loading a lot of information. So this allowed me the time to process the things that I've learned and also to contextualize it in the Indian context, to see what are the current sort of scenarios across academic as well as institutional spaces. So this definitely has helped me do that. I think it's the interdisciplinary class because the peer learning has been one of the biggest takeaways for me. The casual conversations, the sort of discussions during practica, project work, all of that was very insightful. So, since my background is sort of from urban studies and architecture, what this program was looking for was the interdisciplinarity to sort of sit and engage with people in a classroom that are not from a similar background, coming from very different sort of disciplinary training, different skill sets, and also how they look at the urban. So that has definitely really come through this program. So there are times when you are very uncomfortable, you're out of your comfort zone, you don't sort of speak the same language, though you're talking about the same thing. So that has definitely been a very important part. No such big surprises, but I think you should be prepared for a very intense program and also be prepared that you may not have as much time to process, and this is sort of a continuous process, and you will do it as you go along, and a lot of things will come back along the way. I think the structure worked only if we could just sort of make the whole structure larger, which is not possible. So only having more time to sort of engage with each of the topics. There was a lot of breadth that was covered, but because of the time crunch, certain things allowed us to go into certain depths while the others didn't. So maybe that would be the only thing. But I thought that was something. Rather, I think that was something they told us right at the beginning, that be ready for sort of an overview in some cases and a sort of in-depth, but again focused engagement on certain topics. So yeah, I think it was an informed choice. So I'm working on peri-urban areas in Bangalore, understanding the sort of transformation process that are sort of happening in and around the Biddi and Ramnagar area. We're focusing on the Biddi Township project and how the idea of land freeze has impacted the lives and livelihoods of people, and how are they sort of dealing with this change as a development plan on one hand versus as a lived reality of for the people themselves. The idea that you also get into a certain network which you wouldn't be able to on your own accord. So it's nice to have that base and that help that you get from the institute. And two is to also see this in real practice. So what we always talk of research and practice, I think this is the opportunity to experience the same. Yeah, I think the course, but the whole institution itself sort of helps to put things in perspective. So it so happens that the fellowship coincides with all the annual events, or most of the annual events that the institution hosts. So that allows us to engage with people that have been in practice, that are doing work at grassroots levels. So all of that put together gives us definitely a good sense of what the current situation is. It was great. People are always ready to help and ready to have a conversation, whatever topic that either intrigues you, you want to know more about. Yeah, I think it's a place where if you want to know and if you want to learn, there are places and people and resources that will, yeah, help you.